Greeting. Today we are going to discuss about array of structures concept. To do this, we need to take an example of n number of student names, students which contain name, 6 subject marks, and also we should calculate the total and average of n students. So first we need to check what is an array and what is structure, and we take an example of what we are going to see. For example, I need to take the details of one student. So what I have to do, I have to take his name, 6 subjects marks, and we have to check the total and also the percentage. So this is for one student. If I want to check for so many students, what I have to do? Every time I need to ask his name, these marks, and total and average. So what will be the solution? So generally when we talk about storing a value, we store a value in a variable. If same type of values have to be stored in one variable, then we go for array. What is an array? Array is a collection of homogeneous elements which are of same data type, right or not? Collection of elements which are of same data type, right? So that means if I want to store only one value, it is a variable. If so many values have to be stored in single variable, then we call that a variable, then we have to call that variable in a array. If suppose you want to call or you want to store different types of data types in the sense it can be an integer, it can be a character, it can be a float, or it can be anything, right? So these things, different types, if you want to go for different types, then we use the concept called as structure. To know more about structure, you can see a video which is available in the channel. So here student is structure. Why I am saying student is structure? Because student contains name, marks, total and average, where name is character, marks and total are integer, average is a float. And do you have only one student? No, there are so many students. So many students are of same type or not? So many students are of same type, that is structured. So many students of same type, you can store them as a array, because array is what? Same type of values in a single variable. In the same way, we want to store same type of students in a single variable, that is your array. That's why we are saying it as array of structures. So how to call the array of structure? What is the syntax for the array of structure? So you'll write like this: structure name, structure name, field values, structure variable of 10. So this 10 will tell you that this structure is a array of structures. So how to call a field value which is of array structure? So you can see here struct name index dot field value. So you'll call like this. So we'll have an example for the number of students, how many number of students you want to take, how many subjects you want to take, how to calculate the total. So this is the algorithm for it. So first you will say first student. You want to read n number of students. So how many students? For example, I say 10 and 10 number of students. Then you will read the first student marks, first student name, first student total, and first student percentage. You will call this you will first call first student. You will read all the values of first student as a structure. Then you will increment your I value because you want second value, and you will check whether this is equal to number of students or not. If it is less than or equal to the number of students, then you have to go to step 3, because in the step 3 you will read now second student details. So in this way you will read 10 student details until step 5. Okay, then you will go to step 6. In step 6 again you are writing 1. So you have read 10 student details, right? Now what you have to do, you have to display them. So to display also, first student details you have to select. So I is equal to 1. So display first student details. You will display first student details. Again you will increment it. Then again you will check whether it is equal to number of students or not. If it is true, you have to say if it is true, you have to display the second student details. In the same way, third student, fourth student, like 10 students. For example, if it becomes 11 is equal to 10, it is false, then you have to stop. This is how you will write the algorithm. Then you will go for the flowchart. So you will read first I, and then number of students you will go for, and you will read first student marks, first student name, and total subject. Then you will increment I is equal to 1 because you have to read second student. You will check whether number of students you have reached or not. If it is not reached, again you have to go for second number of students, third student, fourth student, 5 student, like that. N number of students you are writing. So once it is completed, you have to display. So you are displaying. So again you have to check the condition whether you have displayed all student details or not. If it is not, then you have to display everyone. So once it is completed, then you have to stop. This is the algorithm. So this is how you write the number of algorithm for the student, right, to calculate the total and percentage of 6 subject marks. So you define the structure student. So what are the field values you have? One is name 20 and subject 2, subject 3, like that you have. So this particular structure will have some memory size. What is the memory size? Integer is of 4 bytes, character is of 1 byte, but how many you are taking? 20, so 20 bytes. Subject 1 will take 4 bytes, so 24. This is another 4, 28, another 4, 32, another 4, 36, another 4, 40, another 4, 44. Again total here 48, and float here, float is also will take 4, so 40, 52. So for a student it will occupy how much of memory? 52 bytes of memory. And then when you are writing to main function, you are writing student number of students. So number of students is what? 100. So 100 into 52 now. 100 into 52, that is 52 hundreds of bytes you are giving to for this particular student. So this is how you will create the array of structures. How many number of students you want? So printf how many number of students? So n. Even though you are saying 100, you are not going to create 100. You are again asking the user to enter some number of students. You can go for 10 or 20. Right, so this is finished. So now we have to take the values for each and every student. So how to write? So every student, that's why you have to go for loop. So for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. So for enter, we have to ask first student and enter the student name. So once you enter the student name, student of which student? First student or second student? So that belongs to I is equal to 1. So that's why we have written I. So first time it will be 1, second time if it is coming here it will be 2. So in this way you are calling all 6 subject marks, and you have calculating the total. Student of I is equal to, that is student of 1 is equal to, then these all marks, student of 1 of subject 1, 1 of subject 2, 1 of subject 3, 1 of subject 4, 1 of subject 5, 1 of subject 6, everything. And even percentage also you are doing like this. Student of I dot percentage is equal to student of I dot total by 6. So this is how you are calculating. You are reading the data and also calculating the total and percentage. This is finished. So till 10 data, for till 10 it will take. Then you have to go for student details. Number of you have to display it. So to display again you have to go for student I of name, same. Display it is printf. So you are printing everything. This is for decoration purpose. That's why I have given. So we'll check how this will be executed in our program. Okay. So this is the program which we have written. Can you see in the main? So this is number of students. This is first for loop to calculate the marks, and this is second for loop to display. So I'll compile this. So there are no errors. Then I will execute this. How many number of students? I want 4 students. So enter first student name. I'll write first student name as Satish. Enter subject marks. I'll write 50, 50. So for calculation we'll have easy. That's why I'm writing all 50. So enter 6 subject marks. Now it will ask us to see total and percentage. We are not displaying here. It will automatically calculate inside because I have only said total and I have written the code there. Then it will ask enter second student name. Enter second student name. So I'll write enter second student name as Raju. So first student marks is 60. Again I'll take 60. Okay, 69 I have taken. So it is asking third student name. Third student name. Enter subject marks. I'll take 80. 6 subject marks. It will ask you fourth student name. Fourth student name I'll take. And first marks I'll take like this. So 90, 90, 90. So all 4 students is done. Now it will display. So can you see display? So as we have so many students, that's why it went down. So first student, second student, third student, fourth student. Can you see? This is what I have written in the printf. This is 11 percentile 11D, that is 11 spaces. Can you see now? Student name is Raju, subject 1, subject 2, 6, 405, 67 percentage. In the same way, we are writing all the percentages. We got the percentage, right? This is how you will write the array of structure, and next one program for it. Thank you so much.